What do you do when you're trying to find a winning product, specifically at this time of the year, to dropship into Q4 through the holiday season to make an absolute killing?
You again.
Hey, what's going on everyone? Hayden here coming back at you with a brand new video. And in this one, I'm going to be going through in a couple minutes inside of my computer screen recording and showing you a handful of products with two different types of examples, okay? So there's two things that you need to look at when doing product research, especially for something around this time of year. So depending on when you're watching this, as I'm filming it right now, we are just wrapping up Q3, going into the final 3 months of the year. Now, for those of you who are maybe new to the e-commerce space or you just don't know of this yet, Q4 typically and every single year is where people tend to make the most money. Now, it fluctuates person by person. However, the whole e-commerce industry makes a whole lot more money this time of the year. Now, you might sit and ask yourself, why is that? Well, it's not necessarily just because maybe in most places it's winter and people are inside, so they're on their devices more, they can spend more time shopping, right? That might be part of it. However, it's the holiday season. You have a lot of different holidays this time of year. You have a lot of different variables that go into why people purchase so much. Plus, there's also a natural thing where people are spending more money towards the end of the year because it's almost the end of the year where all their taxes are going to be calculated. So for an example, if you're selling something in the electronic space, right, maybe microphones or something, well, a company might come buy a whole lot of them to get that tax write-off by the end of the year. So there's just a whole bunch of different variables. What I want to do in this video specifically is break down two types of products that you should be looking for, okay? The first one, this is commonly known as an evergreen product. These are the things that I like to build brands around. For an example, I don't build a brand around a Valentine's Day product. I don't, because Valentine's Day is just one time of year, right? It's a pop-up shop. That's what I call those stores. Now, the second thing you could be looking for, especially when doing something this time of the year, is that pop-up store. This is commonly like a trending product or something that relates to a certain season or a holiday. You typically wouldn't be selling it year-round, or at least at that high of a number, right? You know, you might do really well part of the year and then it's probably pretty low in sales throughout the rest of the year. So I want to make it clear that while it might sound like a better idea to do an evergreen product, something that you could sell all year long that might work, people will buy it all the time, like a microphone or whatever, you know, those products specifically, if you're someone who's new to the e-com space and you're trying to learn the skill and just get better at it, and maybe you're just trying to make more money, you should not care which type you're going for right away, because your goal should always be to develop that skill first and foremost. That should be your main focus, and start making money, because then you can use that cash flow to do something longer term. I want to explain real quick just before we jump inside of here. When I was doing e-commerce, I've been doing it for 4 years. Those first 2 years of mine, basically all I was doing was pop-up shops. So I'll give you examples inside this video once I'm showing you products. I mean, some of the products I'm showing you are things that I have sold that will still work. For an example, it would be New Year's, right? I got stores for New Year's coming around, you know, big sales, general stores. Those are the only types of general stores I like to do. Valentine's Day comes up. Boom, I would do that. I would crush it in the summer every single year with bikini stores. Now with Facebook's new regulations and stuff, it gets a little bit harder to advertise a bikini, but Instagram influencers still works great. Then going in towards the end of the year, you have Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you have Thanksgiving, you have Christmas, you have all these different holidays, even 4th of July. There's so many angles that you can take, and I would build 4 or 5 stores throughout the year, these different pop-up shops, and you know, as the next year comes around, I would revive these old stores, and each of them would do, you know, 6 figures, 100,000, 2, 3, 400,000. I was doing 7 figures in revenue on these stores pretty quickly just by taking advantage of the different seasons and, you know, the cyclical shopping when it comes to e-commerce, right? So before we jump inside of here, if you are prepared, ready, and eager to crush it in Q4, let me know by dropping a like down below. And just to keep you guys updated, because a few people have asked, yes, I do plan on doing a YouTube live stream, some sort of Q&A, showing a bunch of stuff and interacting with you guys, because I know you have a whole bunch of questions into Q4. We plan on doing that later this month in October. So stay tuned for the channel for that announcement. Again, I'll probably let you guys know an exact date in about a week or so. So make sure to go ahead, subscribe, turn on post notifications, drop a like, and with that being said, let's jump inside of my computer and I want to show you a couple product examples from both sides of the fence, evergreen versus seasonal. All right, so the first product inside of here is something that many of you might have seen before. I've been seeing this product since basically day one of when I started drop shipping like 4 years ago. This has been a huge product inside of the pet niche, specifically for dogs. So there's a lot of different products. I want to give you guys an example, but take a look at this one specifically. Just this one listing, the one supplier, this one manufacturer on AliExpress, about 28,000 orders with a 4.9 star rating. So you know it's a good product, especially from this person, with 4,300 reviews. That means that basically a huge amount of the people who bought it felt it was good enough to leave a review, which is absolutely massive. Now, when it comes to tracking the amount of orders that a product gets, that's one way that I let myself know, hey, it's probably a winning product, right? If a whole bunch of people have bought it, it lets me know that it's working to at least some degree. But the thing you have to keep in mind is 28,000 people have not bought this product. Usually I consider this number to be 5, 10, or 20 times greater than it actually is, because for myself, for an example, when I used to use AliExpress to drop ship, I would start with AliExpress, and then once I start getting a lot of orders, I would move to a private supplier because I get faster shipping and cheaper prices because I'm ordering so many. And now those orders, as I'm really starting to place a lot of orders, are not being tracked on AliExpress because I'm not ordering through there. So it could even be 50 times greater than this or 100 times greater. And again, this is just one listing on one sourcing website, which is, again, AliExpress. So keep this in mind. Now, this product is great. You could easily sell it $24.99 all day long. And this is something people have sold for years, and it's something year round. It's not like people only have dogs for like one weekend out of the year. It is always sellable. And now there's different types of dog water bottles you could sell. They're all kind of the similar concept. You know, stuff like these have done well where it's like a longer spot to drink out of because these are actually pretty small, but there's multiple different types. You know, you can drink out of the bottle and the dog can drink what you release by pressing the button. So it's a cool product, and there's also a bunch of different things you could do in this niche if you started getting customers and being successful selling that one product. For an example, I'll give you one example. Like a pooper scooper, I guess is what they'd call it. Something simple where it is helpful, where there's a whole bunch of different variations of this, but you could pick up your dog's poop after they poop, right? It's a simple thing. You don't want to use your hand if you don't have a bag on you. It's also inexpensive. So maybe you sell this product and then you send an email to all your customers offering them this or that and all these different products, so you can really start building out a cool store, again, that is more evergreen and could last you quite a while, okay? So that is an example of something that's more evergreen. It's going to be around. You know, this product will still be sold to people for probably decades to come. Who really knows, okay? Now, let's get into some more specific examples for a few things that might not be, you know, something evergreen, okay? First thing, Christmas leggings. Now, I've sold a whole bunch of variations of these. I sorted this by orders, so it doesn't really show things that are like Christmas related. But for the holidays, you could sell ones that have some sort of like decoration, the pattern on the actual leggings that could be based around like the like Christmas paper wrapping, like Christmas trees, Santa, like all these different types right here. So these are a bunch of different things you could sell. It could be a fun little store. You'd probably want to start it about a month and a half to 2 months before Christmas so that you have time to make sure your orders get there and you can start scaling up the store before. Because these are definitely something that, in my opinion, I've sold these for 1 year. I did pretty well. Most people would want to wear this on Christmas. It'd kind of be the point, you know, wear it around the holidays while they got their, you know, mug of hot cocoa by the fire opening presents. You know, maybe take a picture in them. That is what this would be for. So you want to make sure that your product would actually get there in time for that to happen. Okay. Now there's also these ones that have like, you know, the wool or like more padding inside of it so that it's warm, you know, because in most places it's snowing during Christmas. It's the winter time of year. So those months are typically a little bit colder. So you could sell them these products as well. So there's a whole lot of different things there. That's just a great example. Now let's jump to something that might not necessarily relate to Q4. However, this product specifically, I did pretty well. I barely sold this myself. You guys know I made a video about this earlier the year talking about Valentine's Day. This product specifically was a banger. It's a new product that came into the market, I think late last year in 2018, that people really started blowing up. And I was running this ad specifically for this product where we had ordered ourselves, we made an ad. I was running it for a client, and then I had a separate ad that I was running for my own store. So, they already had something where it was like custom packaging. It was branded much better than mine was, but I did a simple pop-up store and still did pretty well. I think I did like $20,000 in a week with, again, like very little preparation, very little focus on it. I was focused on other things at the time. So this would be a great example of a pop-up shop store where a product would last you maybe again a month or two. Sales would really peak and then it would slow down. You could probably still sell this again into the end of the year. Someone would probably love getting this for Christmas, So those products can be revived. So definitely don't rule it out just because, it might be over, that trend has died, right? Now, I'll give you another example that's leading right into quarter four. This one specifically was not quarter four, but here's an example for quarter four. This LED mask, these really popped up last year, and I guarantee you it will sell again this year extremely well. You could build a Halloween themed store. And look at this, 6,600 orders. Again, remember what I said, not all the orders are just tracked on one supplier on one listing. This product has probably been sold hundreds of thousands of times. It is a huge product. It's really cool. It's unique, and it would definitely make for a cool photo like this one or something cool to wear to a party, right? There's all sorts of different suppliers, thousands of orders. These are good. And as you can see, the cost isn't even that crazy. $6-7, you could easily sell this for $30, $40. People would eat it up. So you definitely have margin when it comes to that. But again, this is probably not something that would sell in February. So it would be a pop-up store that might last you a month or two. Again, I can't stress enough that if you're just getting into the space and you're looking to make money while learning the skill, do a pop-up shop. Do something that will work for you for a few weeks. You'll get the taste for it, and it's almost going to help you even more because once that's over, now you have to go build another store from scratch, and it's helping you develop stores even better, write ad copy better, make ads, build data on your Facebook pixel if that's what you're doing. There's so many benefits to doing it, so I would definitely recommend it if you're just kind of getting the ball rolling. Now, this right here is kind of a weird, strange thing, but these are these different masks that actually have over 10,000 orders on here just from this listing. That could be an upsell or something you put on your store if you're selling this product. This still, every time I look at it, creeps me out. However, if you go back to, like if you type in like LED mask or LED Halloween mask on AliExpress and sort by orders, this is actually the number one ordered one that kind of relates to that space. So it's kind of funny to look at, but again, there's so many different products you could sell. You don't really want to just have one product on a store because people will probably buy others, and you could upsell them, similar to what I was mentioning to you with the dog space, right? You could do a whole bunch of other stuff, okay? So that kind of breaks it down for those products specifically. Now, the last one I want to show you is something that I've sold here before, and I've never actually shown it on the channel. However, this one still has the plastic on it, but this is actually originally a fridge for inside of your car. Now, it was kind of remodeled and remastered to become a makeup or cosmetic fridge because apparently there's a lot of benefits to having like your makeup and different products like that kept cool. So this is pretty neat because there's a lot of different stuff inside of here. There's like a little pocket in the door. There's two main shelves. Again, it was originally for a car, like to put soda or a beer or whatever inside of it. But this was a product that was doing really well. And this is another example of something that would be a longer term evergreen product. Now, you can go and look at, the pricing on this. They're a little bit more expensive. I think your cost would be mid 30s. You can get it down a lot, like into the right around like $18 to $22 if you order like 1,000 or two of them, which is what we started having to do because we had to get the cost down when we were selling these. But you could easily sell this for $60, $70, $80. It's a higher ticket product, and that opens the door to you selling so many other products in that, health and beauty space for women. So again, kind of pick and choose what you want to focus on. If you've already built a bunch of these pop-up stores and it's done really well for you, then maybe consider working on something that's more of an evergreen product where you could build a long-term brand. But if you're new to the space, I definitely encourage, if you find a good product for it, build a pop-up store. There is no harm in doing that. I still do that all the time. Why? Because I like to make money and I like to practice this skill over and over again. it's fun to do as well. I mean, you get bored, once your e-com stores are automated and everything, it doesn't take a massive amount of time. I still like to pay a lot of attention to my ads, but the time part of it is not too consuming, okay? So that's why I focus on that, but there's a lot of benefits to be had. Again, find the product first, and once you find the product, it doesn't matter if it's evergreen or for a pop-up store, just start selling it. Run with it once you find it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that gave you some ideas, not only from what we look at from a product research perspective, but also maybe those direct products, which are some great examples of things that you could sell both in a Q4 and beyond, like those things for Valentine's Day, Halloween that's coming up. You guys got Christmas, as well as those evergreen products. So if you enjoyed this video, I would greatly appreciate if you dropped a like down below. Let me know again in the comments down below what you guys would want that live stream later this month in October to be focused around, because I do plan on doing that. Drop a comment down below if you have any other questions as well. And again, if you would be ever so kind as to take a moment to subscribe to the channel, it would be much appreciated. With that being said, I wish you nothing but success into Q4. Let me know if there is any way I can help you out, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Peace.